I'm Lisa Hopper. I'm Dean of Student Financial Services, which encompasses financial aid, career services, and the testing center. And also I help with the finance side of our housing on campus.
I'm Brad Hopper. I'm the Associate VP of Operations, which is over health and safety, security, and the physical plant.
So can you tell us about your connection to MPC and when your journey began here?
Yes, my journey began in 1998, so this will be my 25th year. I realized the other day it's half of the life of the college. So I actually interviewed for the Vice President of Finance position. Janice Sawyer was the Director of Financial Aid, and she was promoted up to the VP of Finance, and they selected me for the Director of Financial Aid position.
I've been here since 2007. I was an industrial engineer in Mena at a large manufacturing plant, and Lisa saw the ad and thought I'd be a good fit, and I came here and had, I remember Dr. Carter, Janice Sawyer, Blake, and Jill Johnson were on the committee. Nervous, that's intimidating, sitting at the end of that, in the boardroom at the end of that table looking at all those faces, but it's worked out well.
What can you guys tell us about the beginnings of the college? Did y'all hear any stories that y'all can share with us?
Oh, I heard lots of stories. When I first started working here, it was for Ron Garner. I worked closely with Ron Chesser at admissions, Roger Phillips, Bernice Staggs, and those folks had a long history with the college. And so I would hear their stories about the basketball team, the tennis team, all of the, I think they were maybe called the Lakers back then. All those stories, I was blessed. They were started out in trailers until they could get the college started. And so Ron Chesser was a great storyteller. And so he would always tell me about back in the day, him and Don Harris and all the basketball they did. One time we had the staff against the students basketball game, and Ron coached us in that. And of course we were all about to die trying to get up and down the court, and the students were much better, but that's some fun memories.
So in my job, I've got to deal a lot with the board, and some of the original board members were still on when I started. So I've heard lots of stories about how they flew over this land to determine that it was a good site, and then some of the logistical problems they had of having classes in different buildings scattered throughout town. It was quite the undertaking, I think, to start.
So can you guys tell us about the changes y'all witnessed over your time here?
When I was thinking about this last night, I was thinking the 3 faculty buildings right in the middle, they didn't exist. The lab science building has been built since I've been here. Of course, then the Dirks building and Marine and the Commons and the housing, but just so many more buildings, a lot more programs. They added respiratory and technical programs, and the technology has just come so far from where we were. So that's the places that I noticed the most changes, all the buildings.
Yes, since I started, there wasn't much. It was just sports was more club sports at the time. And so now they've added all the 5 or 6 different sports. And then like she was talking about all the buildings. When I started, LS had just been finished. And since that time, all the square footage we've added, and we've done as much remodel as we have new construction. We've done probably, I don't know, most years up until this last year, we had 2 or 3 projects going every year. So we've done a lot in the 15 years I've been here to upgrade the quality of the facilities at the campus.
So from y'all's perspective, how has student experience changed and what still remains the same?
So I think what's changed is everything being more technology, more advanced, the online learning experience. We really ramped that up during the COVID and all that, but all of that is the technological changes. What the good things we haven't lost and that we've held on to is the good atmosphere, everyone enjoying working here. For majority, the students are happy to be here, and you can see that if you just walk around the campus and you look at the faces, you see the joy of being here, and the joy of learning, and the way that people are just happy to be here.
The biggest change I see is that it's a true university feel now. Students get a lot. When I first came, it was just commuter. People came in, went to class, and went home. Now there's a lot more activities, and I think they get a more four-year university feel. But yet, in doing that, they didn't lose that special one-on-one time they get. There's a lot of kids come here because they need that little extra help that they're not going to get at a big university, and they still get that. So I think that's what I see that stayed the same.
What do you believe sets MPC's campus apart from other campuses?
The things I think that set us apart from their campuses, I hear from the mouths of the students that come back. They say, I went to this school and they didn't take as much time with me. I didn't get that personal touch. I didn't get that one-on-one time with my instructors or with my staff members. I felt more like a number instead of a person. And I want to come back to MPC. I want to come back and get that personal touch I got here. So I really think that the people that work here and their heart for the students is what sets us apart.
I think as far as the employees, it's the family atmosphere. When I started, I had like 30 employees, and we would do things together as a group here on campus, have meals and stuff. And I think that transfers all across campus. You see that family feel and it's not just by building or by department. Everybody is friendly, and I mean, you may have the one crazy cousin somewhere in some building, but everybody's pretty, it's like a big family. And as far as the students, I think, like what she said, the personal touch that sets us apart. Everyone here genuinely cares, I think, about the success of the students. It's not, I'm here to get a paycheck. Even the, like I deal with custodians and maintenance, and they're proud of the success. You go to graduation, and they're proud to see the success when those kids walk across the stage.
What do you hope to see in the future for MPC students?
So I hope that students' opportunities here continue to grow. I know a lot of students that, like I say, they don't want to leave us. They may be because of family or just geographically bound. They can't go somewhere else. I'm really hoping our opportunities to offer more four-year degrees here increases. I think that's really what our students want. And to make their quality of life better, that's what we need to offer them. So just, I'm really hoping when I retire and I look back, I'm just seeing students just keep getting more opportunities.
I agree with that. And not just four-year degrees. I think four-year degrees are important, but also the technical side. We need to expand our technical role here. And then housing. I think we're striving to build more housing as funds become available. We've got kids now that's living in our current housing that they don't, I know of some that were homeless before they came here. And so it gives them stability to be successful in life, gives them a good foothold to get started.
So is there any funny stories or interesting stories you guys would like to share from your times here?
Brad mentioned that it's like a family here. And it is across campus, but it's also within our departments. So one of my funniest stories is how we, in our area, get each other on those big special birthdays. So for my 50th birthday, my group got me. So they meet me at the door when I come in. One of my staff members, Matt, is dressed as the Grim Reaper. They have a wheelchair to wheel me down the hallway. they have my office all decorated, you know, with Depends and prune juice and all this. And so, so we always get each other in different ways. Sometimes we have to do it a day or two early to really get them. But that's the fun stuff I remember.
And for me, I don't know, there's 15 years with the personalities that I've had work for me. There's so many that I could pick from. So I'm not going to pick any, and I'm going to keep the names out to protect the guilty or the innocent. I don't know. But so in the summer, I always had teenagers work for me that were in the community that were needing summer work. And you put a bunch of teenagers together, and we got a lot of work done, but they were still, you know, foolishness go on. And one day I came in and they had duct taped one of them to a wheel office chair and shoved them down the hill there by the shop. That person is now a professor at a university, and we've had a lot of success out of those kids. Some are lawyers, some are park rangers. I'll think back about that. And then I had a night crew when Dave Engel was supervisor that just characters. Almost every person was a character. And we talked about how we should make a sitcom out of it. It would have been a great sitcom. And then I've got one employee that the running joke is we've got a file on him from all the goofy stuff he's done through the years. We call it the G file, and he'll know who that is. And anyway, so some things that have happened, just like I've had employees like lose a trash can, a big trash can outside, and say, hey, somebody's moved this trash can. So we get on the cameras trying to find it, and when we see that person is the one that actually moved it the week before and forgot. The strangest thing I've had, I think, is the morning before work starts, usually we would just kind of gather in the shop and drink coffee and plan the day. Well, this day, one employee was running late, and he pops the door open, and he looks down, and he's standing there in his sock feet, and he says, I forgot to put on shoes, I'll be right back. And he had to go home to get his shoes. That's the most astounding story I've had.
Guys, that's it. Do y'all have anything y'all want to add? Anything extra?
It's been good for us. You know, I've worked here 15 years. A lot of time spent together. People say, how do you spend that much time together? But we've been together forever, 38 years. So it's been a good opportunity for us to work together. It's been economically beneficial, but we've spent a lot of time. We've been blessed that we eat lunch together every day. And
That's what people say, you don't get tired of each other. I said, we just don't talk a lot in the morning on the way here. We just kind of get ready for the day, and then we can unwind on the way home because we do drive 40 miles one way. Saves a lot of gas going the same way. We've been blessed with all the shared insurance, and so we feel like we're extra blessed because we've gotten to work together all these years.
And people ask, how can you commute that far? And we grew up commuting that far. We had to drive 40 miles to go to McDonald's when we were kids. But it gives you an opportunity. You prep for your day driving to work, and you unwind when you're headed home. So when you get home, you just put it aside, or at least as much as you can. So it's definitely been worth the drive. Takes a lot of vehicles and a lot of gas. We've gone through a lot of vehicles, and in 15 plus years that I've been driving, and
25 for me, yeah.
average about 35,000 miles a year on a vehicle. So I think that's a testament to
That's what I was
college
gonna say.
that people are willing to drive that far to get here and join this family, and I think it's good.
And work here this long, and there's got to be something about a place. I've worked 5, 6 different places in my lifetime, and the longest one was like 6 or 7 years. So to keep coming back to the same job and the same place for 25 years, there's got to be something special about it.